How to fix brain rot? Well, it's pretty simple. You stop the things that give you brain rot. Wow, who would have thought? No, but seriously, brain rot is pretty easy to get because, and especially when you're kind of conscious enough of it, and then you're thinking like, yo, what on earth am I doing? How am I just wasting my time just watching the most terrible content? You know, you've got like one half of a screen on the top with the actual kind of voice and content, and then you got at the bottom, which is like a speed run of like Subway Surfers or something like that. And then sometimes even now I'm seeing a third box. That's pretty crazy. And then after like a couple hours of just doing this repetitively every single day, you're like, yo, honestly, what am I really doing? This is not how I want to be spending my time. Especially a lot of the free time that you might have. And you think, you know what? Let's go and quit. We're not going to do it anymore. And there's a big catch to this. It's not easy to get out of, plain and simple. These people who kind of engineer these, these apps, including the one that you're watching this video on, they're smart, man. They're smart and they know how to keep you on the platform because it sells. It sells very well. It's not their fault, they're here to make money. If that's the case where, there's more attention on the specific app, yeah, they're going to do that. So can't really blame them. It was probably going to happen at some point. And obviously now you can see even a lot of content creators are kind of jumping on this wave now. Myself included. My first, I think, few videos I've ever even made on this channel was YouTube Shorts because I thought they get much more exposure. And as the viewer, you kind of allow yourself to essentially just want to watch quicker and easier kind of videos to get straight to the point, or at least satisfy your consumption urges that kind of grow over time, because you're essentially gambling when it comes to watching these TikToks, Instagram Reels, or YouTube Shorts. Let me tell you something about YouTube Shorts actually before I even continue. There's still no way to get rid of them. Like there's no feature where you can turn it off. And if we could have that, that'd be pretty cool because sometimes them YouTube Shorts, they really be addictive. And surprised a feature like that hasn't actually come out yet. But nonetheless, it's a well-crafted path. It's like a little dam going on. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you can't really blame the creators as well because, again, you got to get the bag somehow, right? But as a result, you kind of, in a way, you kind of become like this short form content. And I know that might sound kind of weird, but hear me out, right? What is this as well? It's supposed to be a ship or something. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's wait till daylight so we can explore that. But yeah, you pretty much are always doing something on the go. And you're trying to do everything all at once. You might have maybe multiple paths that you want to step on as well. And you try to get too much done in such a short amount of time. You kind of struggle to max out one thing at one time, which is kind of what works better, at least for the most part, in my opinion. Because you don't really want to become the jack of all trades and then master of none, because again, it doesn't lead to great results, maybe below average or maybe subpar results in your day-to-day life. And because of the short form content you're kind of engaging in, you're kind of approaching life with that exact same speed. And to be honest, I don't think that's very healthy for the brain, at least, because you're always on the go. You're not giving yourself time to relax. You're not giving yourself time to just kind of chill out. And you might think that you are chilling out when you're watching this stuff, but because your brain is so actively engaged when you're watching this kind of stuff, I don't think it is as much. Again, I ain't no scientist or nothing like that, so I can't really prove that, but it's in a scientific way, but that's just based on feelings, really. Which kind of also led me sort of to make these kind of type of videos because, sometimes you just need a little bit of a break from the world, really, and just keeping everything real. I don't know. See where we get on this ship. It's not too bad. And the thing is with short form content is that because you kind of have limited amount of energy during the day, during every single day, you only have kind of a capacity to do so much upon waking on kind of things that will essentially abuse. I want to use that's a pretty extreme word, but it kind of is, because you wake up, you watch this kind of content straight off the get-go. Probably you are on your break, you're watching this content on the get-go. You're in the toilet, you're watching this kind of content on the get-go. And then pretty much everywhere Even sometimes you might be eating at the dinner table and you're just watching this kind of stuff. I believe it's called Skibbity Toilet something something. And I don't know why that exactly the term for brain rot and stuff like that, but because I'm pretty sure it's from that Turkish dude, right, who's shaking his belly or whatever from that one video. I'm not sure how that became the kind of theme song, if you will. But yeah, because you're kind of waking up and you're doing this kind of stuff and you're using your limited energy during the day and also limited time during the day on this, on kind of engaging with this kind of stuff, you're kind of abusing your brain in excess because, again, you've only got so many neurochemicals that can, and all that neuro stuff, which is brain stuff. Oh, there's only so much you can essentially consume and create on a daily basis. And not only that, because obviously it probably fries your dopamine and your possibly even some other neurotransmitters, causing an imbalance. So now your brain is at an imbalance, which can cause like so many different things in the long term of maybe even brain disease. We haven't gotten that far yet in research and it's not very publicly disclosed, I don't think yet. So obviously time will tell as content progresses. Obviously this is all in the scenario of having it in excess. Time to time, obviously it's going to be fine. Just how pretty much everything in from time to time is fine. But yeah, you don't really want to sort of drain all your chemicals in your brain on stuff like that. I don't think humans are exactly at the stage in evolution or whatever you want to believe in that we can handle that as of right now. Obviously, if you look at our history and things like that, things are pretty slow until probably the industrial age and onwards. So it's very important to take note of that, take note of your roots and kind of live with that in obviously a very modern world with modern solutions. So yeah, you have to be a little bit wary on that one because it's kind of like you might see obviously the dangers of alcohol and drugs because they've been about for so long, but you could also consider this like that, not exactly healthy in that sense. Obviously, it's probably not on the same level as other substances, but maybe we could equate it to sugar just for this scenario. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly like sugar, all the scientists out there, but just for the sake of this scenario, we're using sugar. Obviously, we know sugar is not good in excess at least. Obviously, it can lower cortisol, which is stress pretty much, and a few other good things, like giving the body enough energy. However, when you have sugar in excess, there's a lot of drawbacks to it. For example, weight gain, maybe inflammation, and so on. And so it's pretty similar on the side of short form content. But unfortunately, we don't really talk about how this kind of gives us a sense of brain rot, if you will. Also, let me mention another thing actually. It stimulates a lot of emotion when you watch a lot of this kind of content because you're watching so many different genres at such a short amount of time. Like, for example, because short form content is like so random, like it goes from 0 to 100, 100 to 0 in the matter of seconds, really. And I don't think this is really entirely good because, again, it kind of goes back to the whole energy thing. You also have a certain level of emotional tolerance per day. And also, some people would like to say the emotional body and things like that, right? How you take care of it from time to time. But when you're kind of watching this stuff, you might get things like watching something sad, which is going to obviously invoke sad emotions into you, to watching murder, which might invoke fear into you. And then you might have, for example, a cooking video, which may just invoke, I don't know, whatever it is. But because you're watching so many different things at pretty much the exact same time, obviously it's not exactly the same time, but it's at a pretty similar time, it's not very good. And it's kind of random because it's like gambling when you don't know what kind of content is going to be next. And that's what kind of makes it so addictive. And that kind of level of uncertainty is going to be like, oh, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? It's like loot packs in games, you know, what's going to be the next drop? And then because it could be from any kind of genre to invoke any kind of emotion in you, this is going to kind of keep you hooked. I'm not saying all short form content is bad, obviously. Definitely has its benefits in some regards, but that's not what I'm covering in this video. But pretty much therefore it kind of drains your emotional. In a sense, it kind of numbs you. If you've noticed, like sometimes when you're maybe in your room for a very long time with the curtains closed and you're just watching a whole bunch of short form content, you might realize that sometimes your emotions, they're not fully there and you might feel a little bit numb. Maybe that existed before, but I'm just saying it could also add to that. Not only that, but it could probably give you mood swings or maybe not even feeling the same. And once you reach this point, it's probably time to take action. Though obviously mood swings and stuff like that could be from a multitude of reasons, such as food, maybe sleep, maybe exercise. And maybe this is also a catalyst to kind of bring those things kind of down a notch because of instant dopamine you're getting. And obviously things like taking care of yourself, it can be a little bit slow. Reaching your goals and getting a sense of fulfillment may not seem as appealing as before. So remember to take care of yourself. Remember to, again, limit your excessive brain rot content. The sun is setting, so I think it's a perfect time to end the video. I hope you stay blessed, and peace and blessings to you all. See you in the next one.